Have no fear, God is your banker. Greetings, those in whose image and likeness we are created in spirit and in truth, though whom down through the ages we have learned to call God. We give thanks for thine innumerable blessings, and before the altar of righteousness we would lay our gift and go forth and make peace, but to return before the altar and offer our gift. We thank thee, Father, for thy greatest gift of all, the gift of eternal life. We thank thee that in this great plan there is no death, and that at the proper moment, in the proper conditions, we can hold communion with those of our loved ones who have preceded us through the challenge called death, which is but a transition. Thou art a gracious God, somehow, Father, from the innermost depths of our being. We do not ask of thee. We come not with pleading, but we rejoice. We give thanks. Thou art a kindly God. We have beheld the star in the east, and may we never remove our sight from the brilliance of thy love. And as we approach the season of the year that man has set aside for the adoration unto the infant Jesus, may we behold the true significance, the birth of the Christ within. Father, may we know nothing other than to share thy love. As best we know how, infinite heart, we surrender our body, soul, and spirit to thee. Use it. Somehow, may it become of greater service than in that which we have learned to call the past. Through thy infinite law of love, we shall return to the altar after having made peace with the children, with our fellow man. Accept our humble offering. Amen. Fear not, O man of God. Love is the guiding light. Cast not thy gaze towards thy feet, but within behold the light. No stumbling blocks along your path, no pitfalls shall you shall find. Put thy hand in the hand of God. He will lead thee. Free thy steps shall be. Unfettered thou shalt walk. No power, how great or small it be, shall injure thee in thy walk along life's road. One step at a time, with even stride, with the hand in hand of love. What shall we share with you this evening? What is your desire? We are at your bidding. Student, how should we proceed to share these lessons? Have you any suggestions? I'm very happy that you placed in the manner in which you have. Have we any suggestions? We never advise, we never command, neither do we make demands. It is ever but a suggestion. My dear one, our suggestion is in this manner. There is, as we have given to you in previous lesson, but one idea. That is the supreme idea, the perfect idea, the God idea. Whatever you desire, the sincere desire of your heart's consciousness may be, you shall recognize after you have given this thought spiritual deliberation. We suggest that you hold it in the uppermost chamber, as it were, in consciousness. Bathe it with love, and when it shall have become a part of the divine idea, it shall be revealed to you. Now, you now have a desire of what you would like to do. It is not an error. However, do not act in haste. The perfect plan of man bears fruit when it becomes correlative with the divine idea. It has ascended from the depths of mortal conception through the light of spiritual love and arises and makes contact with the perfect idea. Thus man experiences that which he has learned to call success. Many a well-laid plan has become dashed to pieces upon the rocks of despair for the reason that it never reached the sanctum of the divine idea. All success that man has ever known or shall know is that plan which has had its birth in the womb of divine idea. When I am speaking to you, I am mindful of certain ones here in this group who are slightly confused, due to the fact that recently several doors have been closed and seemingly prevented them from that which in mortal consciousness spelled progress to them at the time. It is unnecessary for me to single you one from the other. You know to whom I speak. Be not discouraged, children of the Father's house, be not discouraged, for never has a door closed, but what it shall open again. And beyond that door there shall be open portals to which you shall find no doors. Never acknowledge defeat. It has been so said that opportunity knocks at man's door but once. That is untrue. It only become true to the degree that man may hear it but once, for the reason that he becomes confused. Opportunity knocks with every breath you breathe. God is not a God of limitation, but as we have previously stated, ageless, birthless, deathless. You are children of the living God. What then is your inheritance? Is it less than the Father's? It cannot be. May I leave the passing word with you. Before you ask, decide what you are going to do with that which is granted to you after you have asked. Let your prayer be not in beggarly or niggardly manner. Let it be selfless prayer. Erase the small s from the self, and in its stead place the large S, or the capital S, as you would term it, the divine self, the oneness of the great oversoul. Your God is an eternal banker. Resource of the universal are at his command. It needs must be. He is the creator, and to your credit as a child of God, there are many negotiable drafts written. You are now in consciousness, in possession of every spiritual draft the Father has written. They are written to your name, to your credit, acceptance, receiving, appropriating. It is that simple. There is nothing complicated in your relationship to God. Man has complicated matters, if you may use those terms. Man creates his own problem. Will you place your signature upon the drafts you now possess and go to the Father's bank and pass them, as it were, to the paying teller and receive your abundance? Are you asking, how shall I place my signature? You are justified in asking this question. Here is the answer: full and complete surrender to God. But you will say to me, that is rather lame advice, a lame suggestion, is it not? Are you telling me to become unconcerned with the things of this world? Ah, no, my dear children, not so. There is a manner in which to become concerned with the things of this world, as you would say, spiritually concerned. Steeped in the depths of mortal reasoning, man becomes confused. Hear me, cash your check, receive your spiritual riches, and you shall then be able to cope with that which heretofore has spelled confusion. Have no fear. Our visit shall be very brief. It is our desire that you continue your visits one with another. Discuss the happy experience you have had. Talk of blessings you have experienced. In the inner depths of your soul's consciousness, nurture that of good. Nurture it silently, that of good, which you desire to share with your fellow man. Then it shall become a fertile seed sown in fertile soil, and it shall bring forth its own fruit after its own kind. Have you ever stood beneath the branches of a stalwart oak tree, and, looking up at the branches, beheld a tiny acorn dangling from a tiny twig? What is the heart of that acorn? The acorn knows only this: I shall fall to the ground, and undisturbed by man, I shall find myself nestled in the bosom of Mother Earth. I shall become a mighty oak, and upon my branches shall hang acorns, myriad in number. Sons and daughters of the Father's house, you are mighty oaks in the Father's forest. Your branches of love hold acorns, myriad in number. They shall fall. Let them fall silently, lovingly, tenderly. Do not disturb them. Let them find lodging in an aching heart, and they shall spring forth as a mighty oak. Thank you. Good night. Love, light, and blessings.